We're out here with Alejandro Chino Vega from C&L Customs, the founder of Orgullo Mexicano. Well, he's actually the builder of Orgullo Mexicano. And right here we have this one of the latest cars that he's done. Um, how long have you been doing lowriders for?
First job registers back in 1996.
1996.
That's when I registered a shop, but I've been doing it for a little bit more than that.
Now I remember you guys started out as hoppers, right? Y'all were
Yes,
hopping
correct.
cars and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, my brother was the switch man in that. And Lolo was the switch man. We used to do nothing but reinforcing frames, molding suspensions. We competed in hoppers. Maybe I think we got it close to like 10 world championships in luxuries, which
Okay.
it was a 2 pumps, 10 batteries, and from there we started doing a little bit of different things. One day my brother told me like, hey, bro, like inside the show is a whole different road than what we do in the hop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what do you mean? Like, oh, come and check it out. So we went inside because it's even though it's the same show, it's a different thing.
Right.
You're inside the hopping area. You do your little hop, and it might take 2-3 minutes, and you're out. And the show runs the whole day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
when you see all the models and everything. And my brother was like, "Hey, man, oh, we have to do something to come to this side of the lower shows." And I was like, "All right." So that's when we start working in different cars.
Okay. Now all of this, the line work, do you do it naturally, or do you do it a ruler system, or how do you do your patterns? How do you stretch them out?
I'm really old school, brother.
Old
Like
school.
we don't really use any rulers, any that type of technology. Actually, my brother is way more advanced than me as far as creating an image in a computer, everything. I don't know how to do that stuff, brother. To me, my pain, I just start loading tape. I send a picture to the owner, and he's okay with it. We go for it, or we just swap something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We go with different colors, different themes, but it's all on top of the head.
Okay. So you don't do renderings or anything like that for your customers. You just straight out just lay it down the design and just have them send them the pictures and have them approved on the designs. Is that how you
Correct.
do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. Unless it's a big bill, like with a lot of cars that compete, like title contenders.
Mm-hmm.
And then my brother helps me out with all the runners and all that stuff because he knows how to play with the computer. I don't know how to do it. So basically, he's the one. Like right now, he's designing a whole interior for a car that is going for Bomb of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And we both get like you saw right now. We both get together. We start creating ideas. But I'm not good as far as computer.
Right.
But if I give you the ideas, he has a lot of ideas and he's good drawing everything.
Right.
So
Okay.
we can kind of present it to the owners.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I can do everything. I don't have a problem. But to show that whatever is in my brain to the owner is really hard. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And doing something already like in a computer, any little picture or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they got a better idea.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are using the iPad to procreate and stuff like that now. Um, now how many lowriders of the years have you guys built?
Build completely not that many, brother.
Mm-hmm.
But working, as far
Okay.
as working in car of the years, we did. Well, the first one that we worked it was Orgullo Mexicano,
Yeah.
and then we helped three carat diamonds, which was the traditional car of the year for 3 years. We work in Airquick, which is what Toyota Corolla. He placed second place car of the year. We help a guy with Baile Rose. It's the bomb truck of the year. I help Double Trouble. Got another three-time car of the year. And we've been working on a bunch of different things. We got the opportunity to work in everything, brother. Gyros, trucks, cars, traditionals, originals.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you got a long resume of cars that you've done. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Orgullo Mexicano, it's the first and only lowrider so far that's been shipped out overseas to Paris. They got to sit next to the Mona Lisa. How was that experience?
It was really good. I will clarify that. We're not the only one because at the
Oh, okay.
same time, it was two cars, it was two bicycles and two pedal cars,
Oh,
which
okay.
my dad is on a bicycle and a pedal car and Orgullo. But the
Mm-hmm.
only car that it was actually inside the building
Mm-hmm.
that I know is the only lowrider that has been in there in all the history from the lowriders.
So this is like a family affair, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Actually, the car, me and my brother start everything. Me and my brother start everything. The only thing that he's not he got away from the low riding scene.
Right. Mhm.
And it's like everything, you know what I mean? It's like you like a sport. A lot of people don't like it. And my brother, he still works and everything,
Mhm.
but most of the people they don't know what he does.
Right.
But most of the woodwork that I do, uh, displays, hydraulic setups, I've given an idea. He gave me everything in a drawing.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I remember I met Lolo back home, and when I was first seeing him, and he was just his work was amazing, and so I was like, whoa. And then I was like, yeah, my brother too, and I'm like, whoa. Yeah, like so. There's two of y'all, but that's cool that you guys work together and stuff like that. I have a brother too, and we kind of coordinate together sometimes on some of the builds that we do back home. We don't do nothing crazy like this. Um, so, is there anything else that you're working on right now? Like, what is your latest? What is your recent project that you got working on right now? That's you're halfway, almost done with it.
Uh,
Now,
um,
I know you've been working on some. You got multiple cars that you're
yeah, we
working on,
always
but which one is the one
we was
that's?
working in something.
Mm-hmm.
I got the opportunity to get a Captain America,
Mm-hmm.
which is three-time Bob of the Year, and he wants to go get the title again. And I'm somehow because of the record that we have, they're like, hey, can you try to fix this little mistakes that would
Right.
eventually with a little chips or whatever, and the people
Mm-hmm.
they repaint it, they didn't repaint it that good, and it's not like we're the best, but we just you know what I mean. We try to fix something that you see a mistake.
Right.
A lot of people don't like to do that. They want to do the whole paint and everything.
Right.
And to me, I don't see a problem, right? To me, a good painter, it means you can fix a problem
Right.
because anybody can paint a whole car.
Right.
Well, I cannot say anybody, you know what I mean? But most of the new painters, they can do a really nice paint job. But when it's as far as creating something that is
Right.
already done,
Right.
fixing a problem, they don't really go at it. You know, when they
Yeah.
see it, they get scared, like, oh no, man, because and then and besides knowing there is a three-time bomb of the year,
Right.
so they're like, oh man, like how can you top it up? I might do it worse than what it is. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm working in that, and I'm working in a 61
Mm-hmm.
that he wants to go for the title.
Okay.
It's called War Pony,
More pony.
and we hope this year he will be ready to come to the scene and start
Okay.
competing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny you're saying that. It's a. I tell people this all the time that want to learn how to paint and stuff, and I'm like, it's easy to, get your hands on and get the movement and this and that. But where the real challenge comes into is like you were saying, fixing the mistakes. That's where you really learn on how to,
A hundred,
I feel like that's what really defines you as a true
a
good
hundred percent,
painter.
brother. A hundred
Yeah.
percent. We do paint classes.
Yeah.
We travel out of state. We've been lucky to go to Hawaii, different states, and that's what I always tell people. The only way for you to become a good painter is when you make a mistake and you can fix it right in the spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you cannot fix a mistake, you will never be. You will just be an average painter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right now, what I tell people right now it's a big difference than when we start.
Yeah.
When we started, there was no YouTube. There was
Yeah.
no none of that stuff to go and look at a video. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was
Yeah.
a mistake that it cost us a lot of money because we had to mess it up and fix it ourselves. There was nothing to go look and see an idea from somebody else.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
right now, man, like we've been doing classes already for a few years, you know. So we give the opportunity to know the people. The way that I see it, I can teach you how to do a paint,
Mhm.
and not everybody has it.
Right.
So out of
Yeah.
20, 30 students that we get, maybe we get a one or two painters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
need it. We
Right.
need it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this is a dying
It's
art.
a dying art. Yeah. It's a
So
dying
we need
trade.
it. To me, I don't have a
Most
problem.
definitely.
And I don't see like everybody else see like, oh, that would be they might take my work away. Like, no, nobody's taking your work away.
Yeah. See that.
Everybody's different.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of gatekeepers, and they don't realize that the generations are, you know, constantly shifting. And right now, I think that's a big issue that we're having. A lot of the newer generation, they're not really into this now. Everybody wants to go with raps, you know.
But most of the youngsters right now, brother, they wanna become a painters
Yeah.
without putting the time.
Yeah.
They don't
I
understand.
learned that the hard way.
Yeah, they don't understand. They see us doing a little paint right now, but we've been trying for 30 some years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you make a mistake, you get the idea like, this is what I did wrong. This is what I had to go back and fix.
Yeah.
And when you get to that point, that's when you're becoming a good painter
Yeah.
because you're not afraid to
Yeah.
do something wrong and fix it.
Right. And there's a lot of factors that go into paint. You got fish eye, you got you know, it wrinkling up on you. So yeah, like I said, you're right on it. It's a learning process, but what's gonna define you is knowing how to fix it. Is there any classes that you got coming up soon for? I've seen a lot of. I just stepped into the TikTok and the TikTok community. There's a lot of uh, DIYs or people that are doing, starting out doing this, trying to do this stuff in their backyards and their little garages and stuff like that. But it's always good to try to further on your knowledge on as far as paint work. Is there any classes that you got coming up
Yeah, we
soon?
have Chicago coming up already.
Okay.
We're going in there for next month for March.
Okay.
And we do about 3 4 classes every year.
Beautiful classes. Yeah.
The only thing right now with the economics up and down, so it's kind of makes it a little bit hard to get people to pay for the class, which to me is really cheap when you spend something like that. And know that the way we've learned, it was messing up engines. They were like 10,000 grand, and
Right.
we mess it up, and you had to fix it.
Yeah.
So for me to
Yeah.
paying $1,000 to go to a class is nothing, knowing what you can get out of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So a lot of people don't see that. If you go to any school for a paint, which is maybe in California, maybe like 3 different colleges that really know what they're doing as far as teaching the people, you're talking about over 20,000. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get what you get
Right.
from
And
a people that is really putting hands on. You know what I mean?
yeah, this is more like a hands-on learning trait right here. Uh, what kind of materials are you using, or as far as your flakes or tapes or
Right.
anything like that? What do you use?
Right now, I mean, we've been blessed, but we've been working for a long time. So I'm full sponsored by FBS, which is so it's a big line of tapes. It's not just the little 1/4 to an 8 to a 16. They have everything from all the way to, I think the biggest one is like 5 inches,
Right.
all the way to like a half of 16.
Right.
I'm full sponsored by Iwata and paint materials. We have our own line with Tropical Glitz. So if you go in there, you can find metal flakes that is Colorado Paint Masters. So we have our own line of metal flakes. We're coming up with our own line of candies, and everything that we use is basically from Tropical Glitz.
Yeah, I've met Manny. I've had the opportunity to meet him, and he's I call him the Willy Wonka. I went down to his I took one of the first classes that they had in Miami, and I was just shocked. I was just amazed that he's great. And like I said, I felt like I was in the little Willy Wonka movie and going into his chocolate factory. He showed you all the flakes, all his whole setup on how he does things. He's an amazing guy. He's a really good guy.
It's a big difference when you get sponsored like that, brother. Because
Yeah.
I've been having the opportunity to represent Exalta as one of the biggest automotive
Yeah.
paints, but it's really hard when you get a big sponsor like that because you can never talk to the main guy. It's
Right.
always an email to so and so. He didn't answer. Send an email to this person. With us, it's a big different thing. When you sponsor in a small company like Money,
Right.
you can send an email. They don't answer. I think most of the sponsors will have his personal phone number. So right away you can send a text, hey, bro, like, can you check in this? I ordered this stuff, and I just want to make sure if everything's in the order. So it's more, the communication is way better.
Yeah.
It's way
You
better.
don't have to go to this corporate.
Yeah, and it's not just the communication, you know what I mean? The materials are really awesome. I like, this car is completely painted with tropical glitz.
Tropical glitz.
The only thing that we do, we twist a little bit of the colors, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
I don't like to paint a car that you can just buy a can and make it, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
try to mix my own little things so you can have a different twist.
And that's the beautiful thing about working with these candies. You can overlap them to make, do some drop shadows or kind of blend in two colors together. You could just, lay them down and create these, badass colors. Yeah. What clear coat are you using? I know that you offer in the class. I said that I seen that some of the classes you offer the resin stuff too.
Yeah, that's something different. That
Yeah.
we don't get in that far by tropical glitz. That's something that we have between me and the owner of Crazy Custom. His name is Peter. Both of us, we own Royal Pen Masters,
Okay.
and we create our own resin.
Oh.
The advantage with the resin, bro, you can throw 90 metal flakes.
Yeah.
You can bury it with it. You know what I mean? The other way you do that with regular clears, there's no way you can have a gun that can throw a 90. You know what I mean?
Right,
It has to
yeah.
be dry. It has to be
Yeah.
a dry gun. So it's a little different method, but it's a big different results.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's something that if you see a paint that is done with that, you can tell,
Right.
like how they did it. You know what I mean? Because first of all, there is no gun that can throw 90s.
Right.
It has to be a dry gun. The only way it's been a dry gun, you have to wet your resin first and then go back with the dry.
Oh, okay.
So it has a little process, a different way to do it.
Right.
But the results are different because when you do a car like that, it stands out from the difference. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
not your regular metal flake.
Yeah. 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 No, it's. I had seen it before, but I thought it was just like, oh, how do they get the? Because it looks like a marble almost, like you can see right through. You can see the depth of your paint and your flakes and stuff like that. And it's like I'm like,
Well, the
whoa.
advantage of doing resin is because your metal flake
Hmm.
it floats in the resin.
Yeah.
If you put that in clear or you put it in inner coat, if you let it sit for a little bit, your metal flake always goes down because of the weight.
Yeah.
When you do that in resin, it doesn't happen. You
Right.
mix that right, and it's always the same. It
Right.
will never go one spot with more metal flake than the other one. It's
Right.
always the same.
Right. Now, do you prefer to do going back to your paint colors and stuff like that? Do you prefer pearls, candies over pearls, or
I,
what
I do
or
I
you do
do
both?
everything, bro. Depend. Most of the time, to me, it's depend on the customer.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the people familiar with a car is called Life After Death. It's a
Mm-hmm.
62 that we
Yeah.
did
Beautiful
2 years
car.
ago. That one we didn't use candies. It's all pros.
Mm-hmm.
It's all pros. The somebody else paint the basic paint, and then we went back and do all the designs and all the stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hey.
and it makes I think doing those things, bro, it brings you as an artist to a different level. You know what I mean? Because it's a whole
Right.
different thing. It's not an average thing. It's
Right.
not
Right.
like,
Right.
oh, he only does metal flakes, he only does candies, he only does
Yeah.
this stuff. You know what I mean? We try to mix up everything.
Right. Yeah. Now, who does your pinstriping for you?
Uh, I work with different guys, bro.
Different artists.
I work with Bags from Arizona,
Bugs. Okay.
Mercado.
El
I
Mercado's
we work
amazing.
with LG. I
Mm-hmm.
work with Tavo. I work with Chavo from Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
It so depend. A lot of the times it depends on the budget of the customer. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
when it's your own, it's a different story.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're dealing with a customer and you have a budget, and then you
Yeah.
can tell him, look, this guy will charge you this much to do it, or this guy will charge you this much. As far as Mercado, LG, Bags, I don't see difference in these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're all really good. You know what I mean? They're
Right.
all really
Right.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
What is the typical budget on a paint job like this? Running
As
around.
far as paint striping,
Like the whole, like, say you put it, obviously you put a team together, and so at the end of the day, what is the average cost to do something like this, to create a masterpiece like this?
something like this, if you taking in consideration body work, paint striping, mirrors, you're talking about around 35,000.
Pretty much that.
But that's mean when if you see this car, you open the doors, all the graphics run front and back.
Right.
You
Yeah.
open the hood, it runs through it. You
Yeah.
open the trunks, it runs through it. Even the gas tank, you see the graphics run through it.
Right.
Most of the people, like I see even cars, they go a car of the year,
Mm-hmm.
that they don't have a paint job like that, and they get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know why they don't do that when knowing you're working in a car of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. 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 Let's see what else. Who does your again? Oh, so this other question too. Who does most of your airbrush work? Who does all on these builds?
Most of the works,
Or
I,
do you
I
use
got
different
I
artists
got I got
too?
different artists. Sometimes, like right now, I got the bomb of the year, and the guy that did the mirrors is a team from Arizona, and we're going back with the same guy because he's already have the whole design.
Right.
But I've been working up. I work with Abel
Oh, okay.
from he did Orgullo Mexicano back in the days. I work with Alberto. I work with different people. You know what I mean? So depend. As people that charge really good,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you can get the same quality from, you know what I mean, a little lower price.
Right.
So when you've been in the industry for a while, you kind of start getting on who's who and what they can do. And
Yeah.
sometimes if you can save a little bit of money, you know what I mean,
Right.
why not?
Yeah. Now you're here in LA, so it's like I feel like right here is there's you got so many different talented artists that you got your pinstripe artists, you got your artists like yourself, and And it's these cars right here, people don't realize that there's a lot of money into them, and they're masterpieces. They're a work of art. And it's just amazing how and some of these colors and stuff, you don't really see the vibrance in them until you see them in person. There's not a lot of picture qualities and stuff like that that can actually bring out the vibrance of them. You want to show us around your shop, or
Yeah. You can go.
Alrighty. All right.
Welcome guys to CNL. I'm the owner. So let me start with this thing, brother. I got a lot of stuff that has been given to me for different areas that we kind of do the same thing, you know what I mean? We kind of share things. There's a lady, I don't know, she's really, really good, and she's known for this. Everything that is like ocean related, she's known, bro. Like you can get all these things, turtles, dolphins, whatever is related to this thing. I think she's one of the best on it. This skateboard, I got it before. Like most of the people that ever see these, that they're painters, they won't know who's Danny D. So he used to do a paint bash that he used to call Paint or Die. So it was by invite only. So basically he will send you an invitation to go to his paint bash, and you will exchange different art. So I got this one from LC, really creative guy. All this that you see is not airbrush. He really used a pinstriping brush to do all this stuff. That one right here was given to me for Coast One. It's another really good guy. Right now he's in Northern. He used to be in North California. And everything else, like this one, I did it for SEMA show a few years ago. Normally when you sponsor for a company, you have to present something that you create, you know what I mean, so they can see what you do. So we did that one. It was hanging in Exalta back in the days. Right here, you see one of the youngest kids they ever made at the Lowrider magazine. That was my son. I actually made this car for his baby shower. He was not even born when he got this one. And then we got the photo shoot by Beto Mendoza, one of the biggest guys in the photography for Lowrider. Right now he owns his own magazine. It's called Lowrider Center, which we be collaborating lately for those things too. This is they used to call shop tag. So they used to go to the shops, different shops that would stand out in the Lowrider community. So they did this for us. That was 2012 when the magazine is still alive. The magazine doesn't exist anymore. It's been gone for a while. This is another piece that we did for SEMA, which most of the people that's in the automotive industry, they know what is SEMA. To me, that's one of the biggest automotive events through the world, you know what I mean? This one, believe it or not, it was done, the whole pinstriping was done live. One side, it was done by Manis and Ceros from from San Diego, and Mercado, which Mercado to me right now is one of the youngest guys in the community and really talented guy. So when he gets to our age, I think he will be killing every single one that we paint. He's really good. And most of these things that you see right here is different paint classes that we do. I do a paint class, and sometimes the students stand out or they do something different. I like the way he did all the designs in there. And I was like, it's something a little bit different. So the guy got a little bit more creative than a regular student. So I keep those things, you know what I mean? I do these kind of panels. This is I did this for a paint job that I did for a car. Most of the owners, they don't see the combination of the colors the way you have it in your head, you know what I mean? And he didn't really want the pink. You're like, oh man, I don't want to put pink in my car, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I told him, look, if we put a small little line in pink, it won't look pink, brother. We'll just go with it. We have to break in the colors. We cannot just go blues. So when I did it, it's like, hey, I really dig it, bro. It's cool, you know what I mean? So to me, that's my way to show the owner of the car This
So
is
this
my
is kind
idea.
of like a rendering.
Example, yeah.
So this is like a rendering.
This one is for one car, and this for another car. So I do those kind of things so they can see. You know what I mean? That one it was another paint or dye event. That's done by Box from Arizona. With most of the people that in the industry, they know whose Box is.
Yeah, he's a big name.
Is like to me, besides Danny D, I think it's Box.
And they were really close friends.
Oh, they were the best friends.
Yeah.
When I say one of the best guys, because like for example, I don't do pinstriping. I don't do stuff like that. So when you get up people that do painting, all the designing, pinstriping, it's a different. You know what I mean? It's a different artist.
Yeah.
Bugs is one of them.
And it's one of those things like if you know Danny, you're gonna know Bugs.
Yeah.
You know
Everybody that's in the industry, when you see a paint, you can tell like, oh, I know who did that one. You know what I mean? Because we know the styles.
Right.
The next one over there, the blue one, a lot of people doesn't know this guy in the lowrider industry.
Mendes.
It's Jerome Mendes.
Mendes, yeah.
This guy, he used to design for Disneyland. So he's a big thing in mirrors. When you put attention, the way he does his work, it's a whole different
He's
level.
amazing.
It's a whole different level. This guy, he's in, as far as mirrors, I don't know why he's not doing more lowrider stuff, but he's really good.
Yeah.
Really talented.
Yeah. And his work is, oh my God. I got to visit his studio last time I was here in LA. And I walked in and he's got a studio like this. And on picture, you see it, but you look in person and you're like, whoa.
I got lucky to work with him in a couple different projects. Man, this guy is
he's
one
amazing.
of the top. The next one in there is it got done by Rossis. He created and he gave it to me. That's a really nice piece. That's one of our students from the Lowrider Paint Master classes. And so you can see the difference, you know what I mean? When a student comes out like that, you can tell like he will be somebody, he keeps going. Everything is practicing, you know? And it's one of those things that you want to keep because it's different. Right. The 59, I think that's the only Brazilian guy that is in the paint industry that stand out. There's not a lot of people that come from different countries that you can tell like, oh man, he's doing his thing, you know what I mean?
Fabian, right?
Fabio.
Yeah.
Fabio from Brazil.
I recognize like you said.
Well, everybody has a style.
Yeah, everybody does have their own style.
That's one of those things that you keep in your like close to your team because it's seeing somebody from a whole different country doing his thing right here in the lorry when there's so many painters and him standing out is different, you know what I mean? And right below that one, that's the show sign that we put at the Louvre Museum in Paris. We're fortunate enough to have Orgullo Mexicano representing the lowrider community for almost 2 months at the Louvre, right on the same building when it's Mona Lisa's at. So it was a really big thing for the whole lowrider community. Yeah, but as a family, like say for example, me and my brother, like Tupac, he's too shy, he doesn't like to talk, but he's part of everything. I think it's a big accomplishment. You know what I mean? I'm being lucky to have, you can read a little bit in there, 3-time car of the year. We got 2 times Quaker State, which was 10,000 back in the days for every time that you would win that. They give me the key of the city in Texas, where I thought it was like somebody was playing a joke with me. You know what I mean? Like, how can you get
the keys to the city?
How can you get the key of the city? It was, when they called me from that, I was like, one of my club members is messing with me because I'm from a big club. I'm from Uso, so we have chapters everywhere. And I was like, one of those guys has to be messing with me because there's no way. You know what I mean? How can they give that to a person that crossed the border from a different country? You know? But yeah, we got lucky enough to get that. We went to represent the Chicanos in Guadalajara. We've been blessed, brother. We went to Mexico, Canada, Europe. So it's been a blessing. Besides making a living out of it, I love what I do. You know what I mean? And different things like that little gun. I have really special people that work in that. Hernan from Hernan Engravings, he's been working in every top car that we work on. He's the one that did all the engraving. Alberto did the mirror. Danny did the pinstriping. I did all the painting, and we're representing our company, the sponsor, which is Aguara, and that's the top gun from Aguara. That's a Supernova. So all the painters that knows the paint industry, they know this. We have levels and paint guns. The Supernova is the top of the line.
Yep.
So I got lucky to have that, and so you can see all the Aztec calendar and the gun, all created by Hernan, because he's the one who been working in our style, so he already kind of know everything that we do. So he's the one who created that for us.
He's the one that also did all the engraving for Orgullo Mexicano, right?
He did all the engraving for Orgullo. He did all the engraving for 3-carat diamonds, all the engraving for Double Trouble. Like basically, like every big thing that we work on, he's the one who did all the engraving.
Now, where's Orgullo Mexicano at now?
He's been in my trailer for the last,
He's in the trailer.
I don't know, close to 10 years. So he's been in there
Oh yeah, just
wasting all the time. We try to keep it inside the trailer because it's, I think it's the safest thing. You know what I mean? If I keep it inside the shop, it will get overspray and it will get more damage.
right.
Normally, when you're inside the trailer, it can be dusty, but that doesn't mean the paint gets damaged. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So you can just take it off and maybe a couple little touch-ups, and you will be ready to go out again.
Are you guys planning on bringing them out again? Bringing the car?
So far, if everything goes good, we will be in Georgia at the end of next month for, I believe, it's 6 months in a museum.
Oh, okay. Well, what part of Georgia?
I don't remember exactly the name, but there is a museum. This is the first time the museum is putting lowriders, and I got connected to the museums through a lady named Denise Sandoval. She's really known in the industry.
Right.
So every time that we do something big as far as news, museums, most of the times I get connected to her. You know what I mean? She gets the whole work, and I'm the one.
She knows all the work.
Yeah, I'm
So
the one
this one
taking
was
the
in
lowriders.
that. I know y'all had the lowrider thing at the Peterson Museum not too long ago. So
Yeah.
Orgullo wasn't.
No,
there.
it wasn't there. I'm the one that helped Denise one of the guys that helped Denise to organize. I brought about 22 different painters from all over the USA to put a little hood in there. Basically like the hoods that you guys saw before.
Right.
That's the hoods that we create to have it in there.
So for the first time ever in 10 years, Orgullo Mexicano is gonna come out and be at the museum in Georgia. Is that where you?
Yes, it haven't been out at least close to 10 years.
That's close to that. That's a decade.
So we got, I think the last time that was at the museum, it was like 2012 around there. Yeah. And we don't really bring it to the shows. Thank God, I've been really busy as far as building different cars.
Yeah. Because
So
it's a lot of work
time.
to do the setups and stuff too, right?
Well, besides that, like thanks to that car, we got known in what we do, and we've been busy all the time. So,
Right.
so most of the times, I'm helping a customer that I build something,
Right.
and most of the people that build cars to compete, it's a different type of breed, but not everybody can build a car of the year. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the people that build those type of cars, they wanna, like the last time, the one of the Double Trouble, he actually had an 18-wheeler. And we used to fly to different places. We used to send his driver, like, hey, go to Miami, hey, go to
It
Colorado.
was like a whole production team, huh? Pretty much.
Basically, yeah. And I got lucky enough. I think I was the third shop that took over that car. It started with Menu from Strictly Business, and then it went to Leah Brothers, and I took over from that.
Right.
And we just, create different things. Make it look different.
Right.
Just I guess the experience that you're getting as far as knowing what you need to get points.
Right.
That's what it takes us to that spot. And
So how does that work? How does the whole point system and stuff work at the shows?
when you're competing, we actually have a rule book, and the rule book explains to you, for example, paint how many points, accessories how many points, interior how many points, and it's. Say like I can tell you maybe like 90% of the people that goes to lowrider, they don't know that we go through that stuff.
Right, yeah.
And a lot of people they have a trailer queen. Most of the people when they say that you have a trailer king, That guy owns at least another 2-3 cars.
Right.
That goes riding. He's not the only one. We all do the same thing, but it's people that are still. It's not for everybody. It's like in any other sport. Not everybody likes to play soccer. Not everybody likes to go riding.
Right.
Not everybody likes to compete because it is really expensive, and you have to have it on you. You know what I mean? And now the other way is like man, I'm not putting all this money for a car that we're not really driving. But how many car of the years we have? You know what I mean?
And I feel like it's the same thing. Like back home, North Carolina, where I'm at, NASCAR is a big. It's a big scene down there, and same thing. I mean, it's like it costs a lot of money to do this and to do to bring the cars out and race them and stuff like that. So it's like you said, a lot of people don't understand that there are some people that are hardcore dedicated on, going to the shows. We met a guy last night, and they drove 36 hours to Atlanta, to the last show that was down there in Atlanta, and I was explaining to Jay. I'm like, yeah, dude. It's like there's people out there that they're so passionate about this, and this is really a sport. It's like you got so much money in your engraving, your frame, your paint jobs, and then on top of that, your travel.
Yeah. Well, like in my club, brother. My club is really big. Let me show you this guy.
Yeah, Nikita. Yeah.
The people that knows about a rider. I think he was the most humble guy. If you talk to Kira, you will never forget who he was.
Right.
This guy created one of the biggest clubs.
Yeah.
And it was the first club that it was family oriented. Now everybody calls family, but he was really into the family stuff. We got people that comes, like for example, I got a guy named Mike that comes from Sweden, and he comes every year to the Super Show to hang out with the whole family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing for them. And they don't really have that many shows. So for them coming to the Super Show, it's a whole different level. You know what I mean? For them, it's like, oh, we're hanging out with the family. Even if you don't take a car, just to go hang out with all your friends. Yeah, that's when you see the thing,
I seen his car, and I was just amazed at how the patterns are different compared to your traditional style of pattern. And it looks. I was like, man. Who did the car? Do you know by any chance?
The car, as far as doing the car,
that was paint job.
That was done from Canada. As far as that was the car actually got, I can say, donated through the whole club. Right. Somebody put a little bit of hydraulics, wheels, a little bit of money, traveling, taking it to different places, and we blessed that we have 42 chapters.
Right.
So we kind of like you don't have to do everything. You know what I mean? I can do a little bit. So the whole car was actually built and given to him as part of the whole club, basically as a thank you for everything that he did. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we got blessed that he got to see the car.
Yeah,
way before he passed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I when they pulled it out and I seen it, and I was like, man, it's different, but it's like you still have that lowrider style, because Kita was Samoan. So I loved how they integrated his culture, because a lot of people don't. Also, lowriders, there's a lot of culture and stuff, and a lot of heart and dedication that goes into what you do or how you get these cars built, and so a lot of people like to put a lot of their personal.
Most of the big cars that I work on, I can give an example. Double Trouble.
Yeah.
It's called Double Trouble because the guy has 2 babies, and the people that knows what is going on, one side is for one baby, the other side is for the other baby. So when you see on the quarter panel mirrors, it's for one key. If you fold the seat, it's the same key. Yeah. When you go to the headlight, it's the same key.
Right.
You know what I mean? So most of those big cars, they're built with a meaning.
Right.
So when you ask what is Double Trouble, and then you tell me like, hey, it's called Double Trouble because of this.
Yeah.
The babies, when I started working on it, the babies were maybe 5 years old.
Right.
So that's when there's Double Trouble. You know what I mean? There was always like non-stop, and that's why the owner called them Double Trouble.
Yeah, it's neat how there was a lot of attention to detail on that car. I mean, even that got 2 turbos. Isn't it the double turbos, and then the headlights? I was amazed at the headlights. How I don't think I had ever seen something like that. That the headlights had, you know, the portraits airbrushed in them. I mean, that was pretty neat.
I can almost tell you that we're 100% that we were the first car that we did a headlight like that.
Yeah.
After that, right now you see motorcycles, you see all kind of stuff
Yeah.
that they have it.
Yeah.
But back in the days, I think that was the first car that we did a headlight like that.
Right, and I was telling somebody earlier. I think that you guys, I think what makes you stand out a little bit out of the lowrider community is that you always have something that brings it to the next level. You know, like I mean, you started out with Orgullo Mexicano. We were watching the steering, how it's electric. You know,
We try to do something different.
and so
I'm not the guy that puts 10 cars a year.
Mm-hmm.
And my the way I see myself, I wanna make history. You know what I mean? Every car that I built is been done something.
Yeah.
Like even like Sele, for example, Life After Day, he never competed for a car of the year. It wasn't to that standards,
Right.
but it make a big impact in the
Oh,
community.
yeah.
I think anybody that knows lowriders knows who those cars are.
Right.
Like the car that we have right now, the battleship, same thing. You know what I mean? It's something that is different.
Right.
Something that you can go to a show that is 1,000 cars, and you stand out.
Right.
And a lot of people they focus more on like, oh, you know, I want to paint 2 cars a month.
Yeah.
But it's an average car.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you build a car with a different style and it doesn't look the same than the other car, that's what it makes, I think, as an artist, that make you stand out different.